This is like if you ran into your neighbor's yard and you're just running around like a maniac, and you almost run into like their toddler. China is on a warpath. They're out of their mind. So there's a whole mainstream media thing about that like a week ago. And so here's Caitlin Johnstone. I just love the way she phrases this. China places their country dangerously close to a U.S. warship. And part of it is just this map that I don't know if she made the map or not, but it shows the American warship literally like up against China. And it's like, what was China thinking putting their country so close to this U.S. ship? And you can see by the map that China, the country, is like right on top of that U.S. boat. Okay? So fuck them. The U.S. military has released video footage of a Chinese Navy ship cutting across the path of an American destroyer in the Taiwan Strait over the weekend, reportedly forcing the U.S. vessel to slow down to avoid collision. This is like if you ran into your neighbor's yard and you're just running around like a maniac, and you almost run into like their toddler who's out on the lawn, like he's on his sliding board, and you're like just sprinting full bore at it, and then you have to slow down to not run into him, and you're like, how dare you put your child in my path? This is what are you thinking? This is irresponsible. And you're like, it's our fucking yard. A statement on the incident from U.S. Indo-Pacific Command says the Chinese ship executed maneuvers in an unsafe manner in the presence of U.S. and Canadian warships during a routine south to north Taiwan Strait transit by the naval forces of those nations, coming as close as 150 yards from the American vessel. It turns out that China has somehow managed to place its country immediately adjacent to the Taiwan Strait. I don't know where they got the approval for that. I don't know whose idea in China it was to put their country next to that strait. I mean, it really is disgusting that they would consider that kind of. It's just irresponsible. It's just irresponsible to put their country next to the Taiwan Strait like that. And Caitlin Johnstone continues, is now only 100 miles from Taiwan itself. They're getting closer. The China's getting closer to Taiwan. You notice that. They keep inching their country closer and closer. This narrow channel of water was the only space the U.S. and Canadian navies were given to travel through. Yeah, it's the only way they could go there. It's the only way they could sail right up along China, placing them dangerously close to Chinese warships and to the country of China. She then points out that we saw another incident of China's aggressive and dangerous terrestrial placement aggressive and dangerous placement of their country on the 26th of May when a U.S. spy plane was buzzed by a Chinese fighter jet during peaceful surveillance over the South China Sea. So basically, we were flying around peacefully surveilling inches from the Chinese country, also known as China, inches from, we were just peacefully surveilling right next to their country, and they had the nerve to get up in our junk, okay? How dare they? Like, doesn't it feel like that China and Russia just keep putting their countries right next to our spy planes? I mean, I'm just really furious about this. Here's the video. I don't know that it actually shows anything. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? They've got their plane that close to our plane as our plane flies right next to China. What assholes? What kind of assholes would do that over their own country? Just awful. Just disgusting. Disgusting. I don't know who these people are. They're just, I don't know. I don't know who or what they think they are, putting their country there, putting their country by our spy planes, putting their country by our warships. Just really wrong. Really wrong. And yet again, we'll put this under the title of U.S. is trying to create a nuclear war to destroy all life on Earth. So that's fun.